How are you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. How to spot an INFJ and the dark side of the INFJ. That's the title of this video. I'll start by giving you signs of spotting an INFJ, how to spot quickly an INFJ, and then we'll proceed to discussing the dark side of the INFJ. Number one way of spotting an INFJ is that they are great at listening. INFJs are active listeners who make other people feel heard. Their intuitive approach to the world and the importance they place on emotions means that they are genuinely interested in other people. Although INFJ are introverts, they might easily be mistaken for extroverts since they are so engaged with other people when talking to them about their lives. This introversion means that the INFJs are less likely to open up to you in return. You might enjoy a wonderful conversation with an INFJ only to later realize you hardly learned anything about them. Another way of spotting the INFJ is that they are an efficient worker when they have a purpose. INFJs want to change the world for the better and they are good at it. When an INFJ is working on a project or in a role that allows them to make what they feel is a positive contribution to the lives of others, their organizational abilities kick into high gear. Although they can sometimes come off as a little spaced out, they'll get things done on time and they'll produce creative and intelligent results. The other way of spotting the INFJ is that they have a desire to make others happy. INFJs can put the happiness of others over their own. If you see someone who is always going the extra mile for other people, no matter how close they are, that person might be an INFJ. This can sometimes mean that INFJs neglect to care for themselves because they are so focused on other people's needs. However, INFJs do have a breaking point. If a relationship is beginning to feel overwhelming to an INFJ, their introvert tendencies can kick in, and they might drop the relationship or even ghost you. The other way of spotting an INFJ is that they are a minimalist. They are simple dressers. They can be classy, but in a very restrained way. They are moved by injustice. That's another way of spotting the INFJ. They are visionaries of positive social change. They feel deeply emotionally moved by seeing examples of global injustice, whether it's poverty, war, racism, sexism, or any other kind of suffering. If you catch someone talking or reading about global issues and imagining creative solutions to fixing them, they could very well be an INFJ. They have a very strict moral code. If they see someone intentionally harming another person, they are likely to put aside their introvert tendencies to step in. Another way of spotting an INFJ, they are tough to get to know. INFJ personality types can unfortunately be a little flaky. They might seem like they are having the time of their life at a social event. You might try reaching out to them for a follow-up hangout and end up being rescheduled a few times. This INFJ personality type can easily feel overwhelmed after too much socializing, and they really need time by themselves to recharge their energy. So if you are trying to get to know an INFJ, be patient. Over time, when the INFJ personality feels like they can let their guard down around you, they're less likely to find socializing with you to use up their energy. Again, if you want to spot an INFJ, they have a close-knit circle of friends. INFJs are loyal to a small group of people. Yes, they have this deep sense of compassion. They can also have a tendency to regard people they don't know with suspicion. Therefore, the INFJ personality type, they're likely to prioritize their social life around only a few friends whom they've decided that they can fully trust. So to create a deeper connection with an INFJ, make sure you are always honest. If an INFJ suspects that they can't trust you, they're likely to withdraw for good. The INFJ, another way of spotting them, they love intellectual conversations. They are likely to turn small talk into something much deeper. They are fascinated by the complexity of people and society at large, and they get enthusiastic when these subjects are brought up. INFJs are readers by nature, and it's pretty common to find them reading a book about a social cause that matters to them. Talking to INFJ about what they are reading is a great way to start a fascinating conversation. The INFJs, they are great writers. They may find expressing themselves in writing easier than in speech. Writing comes naturally to an INFJ. They are, unlike most people, an INFJ might strike you as a particularly unique person. They are the rarest of the MBTI personality types, and they can often feel misunderstood. So if you figure out that someone is an INFJ by asking them a few simple questions, you ask yourself, or you ask the INFJ directly the following questions to know if they are an INFJ personality type or not. You ask them if they recharge with alone time or by being with others. An INFJ is introverted. They recharge by being alone. You can also ask them, do you spend your time thinking about abstract ideas, intuitive, or your daily reality? Are you more interested in logic, thinking, or in emotions, feeling? An INFJ is feeling oriented. You can ask them, are you organized, or you have this let's see what happens approach? An INFJ is judging oriented. So, the dark side of the INFJ. We say that the INFJ refers to the advocate or the counselor, and it's the rarest personality type. The INFJs are often celebrated for their empathy, creativity, and deep understanding of others. They have their challenges and potential pitfalls, just like other personality types. Many people don't want to be friends with INFJs. It is very tough to generalize why people might not want to be friends with individuals of a certain personality type, like INFJs. Sometimes people misunderstand or miscommunicate with the INFJs, and this leads to friction. Remember, INFJs, they have deep emotional insights and sensitivity, and this makes them perceive situations differently than others, which could lead to misunderstandings. INFJs tend to be introspective, and they may need a long time to recharge, which could be misinterpreted by more extroverted individuals. It is very important to note that every personality type has its strengths and weaknesses, and there are plenty of people who appreciate the unique qualities that INFJs bring to friendships. Like any other personality type, INFJs can form deep and meaningful connections with others when they find people who understand and appreciate them for who they are. So, what aspects can be considered the dark side of the INFJ personality? Number one is over-idealization. INFJs have a tendency to see the best in people and situations, sometimes to the point of idealization. This can lead to disappointment when reality doesn't match their expectations, causing them to feel disillusioned or betrayed. INFJs experience emotions deeply, which can be both a strength and a weakness. They may struggle with overwhelming feelings of sadness, anxiety, or anger, particularly in response to perceived injustices or interpersonal conflicts. INFJs often hold themselves to high standards and they may become perfectionistic in their pursuits. This can result in self-criticism, burnout, or difficulty completing tasks if they feel they can't meet their own expectations. INFJs have a strong sense of responsibility towards others, and they may prioritize their needs above their own. While this altruism is admirable, it can lead to neglecting their own well-being or becoming resentful if they feel unappreciated or taken advantage of. Then there is the aspect of isolation. Despite the INFJ's empathy and desire for connection, they struggle to find like-minded individuals who truly understand them, and this can lead to feelings of loneliness or alienation, especially if they feel misunderstood or unable to express their true selves. When faced with stress or overwhelm, INFJs may retreat into their rich inner worlds or indulge in escapist behaviors such as excessive daydreaming, fantasy, or immersing themselves in fiction or creative pursuits as a means of avoiding reality. INFJ's empathetic nature can sometimes make it challenging for them to assert their own needs and boundaries, leading to feelings of being overwhelmed or taken advantage of by others. It is very important to remember that these dark side traits are not inherent flaws of the INFJ personality type, but rather potential challenges that individuals with this INFJ personality type may face. But with self-awareness, self-care, and support from others, INFJs can learn to navigate these pitfalls and harness the strengths of their personality type to lead fulfilling and purposeful lives. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you.